Welcome, Chad. I think we're live at 3, I'm like 1 minute late, I think. But I'm here and I'm finally back from my 1 week hiatus. I'm gonna close my window. I think that's good. But welcome to chat. Chat. Let's see, anyone's in chat yet? Look like it. I'll be just chilling today. Terraria will be tomorrow. We did Terraria before I went on the 1 week break because I was doing something. Terraria will be back tomorrow, and I will for now. Welcome chat. Welcome chat. So I'll be this stream. I'll be chatting, and I have the sketchbook here. I'll be using it. There's some stuff in it right here. It's a little tour, sketchbook tour. I'm gonna do in a bit, and I'm just gonna talk about the week that we all had. I guess. How's your week, chat? Uh, yeah. I bought the sketchbook actually before I went on the camp because I know I would be bored, and I got this thing, and I bought some pens with me to the camp, this thing, so I can just like use this sketch pad while I was at camp and I was bored. So far I'm gonna not gonna show you yet, but let's see. One, two, three, four, five, six. I filled around 6 pages so far. So it's basically around like 1 page per day. Though I did I think I did do 2 pages some for one day, and the other some days I didn't draw. And that's basically yeah. I'll talk about the week. This is a chill and chat stream. Uh, so just wait for some people to join in, I guess. Hey me. Hey chat, welcome to chat. Welcome to the chat. So we'll start with the sketchbook in a bit. I just talk about the week. Yes, like I said, I'm repeating myself. But how was your guys' week? I'm not really sure what anything happened last week because I wasn't able to use the internet. Internet was shit at camp. That's why I'm completely out of the loop if anything happened. My AP grades came out while I was on during the last week, so I'll be checking over that too. But for now, I will check that later, and I will let you guys know what's. I'll check it on stream. I'll take a screenshot and see what score I have for the AP exam. I took 4 APs: AP Lang, AP US History, AP Physics, and AP Psychology. I think I should get some fives, hopefully. But we'll start. If everyone's ready, we can start with the sketchbook tour here. Let's see. So I'm gonna give a rundown of the week of the camp I was at. So it was like a summer camp for like Boy Scouts. So they have a lot of trees there, I guess. So I guess we'll start with the first page here. So I saw there were a lot of trees. So just like I was trying to practice drawing trees, right? Because trees are hard to draw the leaves. So I just like, oh, I didn't have any pencil to sketch with. I just had a black ink pen here that I showed you before. This ink pen, I just had to kind of freestyle it. And the first one is this little ominous bonsai tree. I tried to draw some try to use the surrounding trees around me as some sort of reference for drawing trees and leaves. Didn't really work that well. It still looks good, I think, but the leaves look like a little mush instead of actual leaves. Uh, Trees are hard to draw. There's a bunch of other trees in the other pages. None of them actually look like trees. Well, not doesn't look like trees, but none of them look like real leaves. See, they're just like kind of scribble. Yeah, these look a bit like clouds. Yeah, I guess it's some. like it's kind of a cloudy aesthetic. Most of my leaves look like clouds, like how kids draw. There's a little thing, or a little cloud, the leaves are little bubbles. I haven't gotten used to drawing real leaves, you know. Of bonsai. I was trying to go like this way, like a traditional bonsai, right? But I don't have a pen. I kind of like just kept going this way, which isn't exactly wrong for like bonsai, but it is not what I intended. I colored, I kind of like shaded the background black. I didn't want to waste too much ink, so I didn't color these parts. And it's not very the ink pen isn't very exactly what it was it called? Like mixed as well, I guess. I don't know. There's like somewhat deeper color shaded in this part we like went and over. Uh, no designs, I kind of just scribble some designs. Uh, so base for the I'm gonna wait, I'll be right back. I'm gonna turn on the AC real quick. It's kind of hot in here. So for better context for the next one, I'm broke. Context for the first day, it rained a lot. Last 2 years ago, I went to the same camp and rained too. But when I for this last week, first couple days, it kind of rained. There was some thunder, so I was like aimed up in my rain gear, basically most of day one, two, and three, and so I just drew. So I got an idea. I drew a girl in a poncho here. I kind of just like evolved my plan for it over time. After I draw the character, I just added a bit more like little angel wings here, and just like that would be kind of looks cool. And she's doing a little pose here, and she kind of looks like she's doing a little bubble like shield thing. You know, like Gojo, he had a little infinity with the ring stops. You know that one frame in like the opening or something, where Gojo is walking and the ring stops in front of him, in top of him, kind of like that. Preservation. I can't draw wings at all here. You can see how I really mess up the wings here. It's kind of sketchy. It kind of like doesn't look. There's no feathers. Katara does that too. Gojo isn't special. I don't know who Katara is. Oh, you mean Avatar, right? Also, it's also the thing that Kifri did in shit ass Fartelier in that one where he turns the air gay and makes a little rain bubble like that. Does it sound like an rain angel thing? How do I not know Katara is? I know Katara is. I watched Avatar. Kind of makes you think of the wings that made the rainwater. Be interested. Made all the wings are made of rain and water. It's actually really cool. That's good. That's a good cool idea. But I tried to draw. I didn't have a reference. I don't have an internet or anything, and there is you can't really look at a wild bird to look at their wings. So I kind of just sketched out what I think it would look like, and it looks like fried roasted chicken wings because of like this thing, which I think is actually really cool. I drew wings before, and they always look like chicken wings, like fried chicken wings. But I think it actually looks kind of cool being all jagged up. A cool aesthetic, I guess. You discover new type of aesthetics as you mess up what you draw. Yeah. I messed up here too. You see the thumb kind of protruding the wrong way. It's supposed to be like this. Real quick. You can see how like this place. You would expect it to like it was should be the thumb's supposed to be like here and protruding this way instead of like this way. There's a lot of stuff like errors. They can also you can also you might think that you might not be able to recover from errors using a pen, but can really just like cover it up, you know? Because when I was sketching, I messed up big time and made the knee completely jumbled up and made it go this way. You see the little thing here? Maybe reconcentrate. Yeah, see here. I made it go like this way, right? I made the knees go this way, and I kind of covered it up by just going this way instead, and this way. The marks left here, I kind of extended it to make a little tail. You never see like an angel character with like a tail before, but I think that's actually kind of cool. You know, the rain markings is inspired by like Tatsuki Fujimoto. If you read any of his one shots or anything, especially like the look back manga, the rain is like drawn like this, and she's protecting the little flower here. You can't really tell, but the dirt like clip I don't know PS I wrote here. I really like this little OC. I guess you can call that, and I drew this around like Monday, not Monday, like Tuesday-ish, and that's when like I kind of clicked. I just invented her on the spot, and I made a little story about it. I'm gonna tell the story here. This is supposed to be the same character, but I didn't sketch, so I can't really make them look the same. You can see her face looks completely different. Like her eyes are different shapes compared to the one before here. This one's like more long, elongated, and rectangular like, and the mouth shape too, and the face shape. Even though she is eating, this one she's more like moe. You can call it that. Uh, One thing I find trouble without about drawing without sketching is that the proportions, especially with like the head, you see how her head is like completely much bigger than her body. Well, not much bigger than her, but disproportionately bigger than her body. Like looking at her forehead just goes like this big, which is like almost like wider than her shoulders. Wow, well she should be like much smaller, I guess. I realized I was like drawing a bit like playing front perspectives, and I thought that's not very my style. So I tried to for this one I just tried to do a better perspective. She's eating a burger. I never You don't usually eat burgers at the campsite. Yeah, and so another thing is let's see. I drew the environment, the background here, based on the campsite. So you, so just looking at this, so this is what the campsite I stayed at looked like. There's like a log here. The log is also much smaller than it should be. It's usually much larger, and it's like a campfire. There's usually sticks on the campfire, and the tents. That's where you slept. It looks like this. It's pre-set up, and there's like hella spiders and bugs in there. There's like a flap. It actually doesn't look like this. It actually looks like a pentagon. It's actually a pentagon rather than a triangle, a little house. But I drew it as a triangle because it's kind of easier, I guess. But it's the general shape. And the bunks here, the beds here that we slept on. There's like I draw some can. There's a fire bucket. It's like you fill them with water and put it next to the tents in case the tents go on fire. Then you can just like pick up the cans and throw it on the fire. I kind of sketched for this one. I didn't really like go in depth with like extra contrast, so it's more like a sketch. I used the point 0.5, the 0.05 one. This one, just like point 0.5 millimeters, I think, or something. And it's supposed to be the same character, but I'm just gonna make it a different character because it don't look the same. And this one has only have one pair of wings. Anything else about this one? Not really. So I'll tell you about the story I made up for this character. This is the last time I drew it. So the concept is that she's like an angel in a poncho, right? So the story be called The Angel in Poncho. So I was kind of bored to just make this story up. So I'm gonna tell you about it. I I'll probably make a one shot about this after the one I was gonna do over the summer, maybe for this. Oh, it's actually turned in. Don't ignore that. So the story goes like something like it's like a far future setting, and goes like the heaven. It starts off being like an exhibition, exposition, and it's kind of edgy. It's like some time ago, heaven died, and the angels are now homeless, right? So the lore is that the heaven basically dies, or whatever that means, and the angels of heaven are now homeless, and they wander the earth, but in a different dimension type. And that because heaven died, the demons from hell come back to earth in the form of rain, like acid rain type thing. So now earth is perpetually in an acid rain, and everyone is locked up in like cages, not cages, but like apartments, and like, in like apartment city where the whole city is in like a giant building, and that and all the angels are not allowed to enter the building because the angels are in a different dimension, and they can't interact with humans, but they are still affected by the acid rain, and then every angel dies. That's the plot. That's like the lore, basically. Basically, and it's still raining. And then the story starts with this girl who the angel girl, and she's not an angel yet. She's just a normal girl, a human girl, and she's like staring at like a hospital while outside. She's in a poncho. The hospital is outside for some reason. Who knows? And it's raining. She's raining, and she's wearing a poncho. And while she's staring at the hospital, we're like kind of like dazed out, we're like kind of zoned out, looking at the hospital. Uh, a cloaked person, cloaked in like all white, it runs up to her and stabs her to death, and then runs away, and she dies. She bleeds out in the rain in a poncho, and then she respawns as an angel with angel wings, and still in a poncho. And she's a different type of angel compared to the ones that became homeless. And she will be like, so she's like a kind of like a ghost, I guess, more of a ghost than an angel, but she looks like an angel, I guess. And then the lore is that because she's an angel, the lore is that the cloaked man is actually someone indebted to the demons that are rain, so they turn people they kill into angels, so that the demons can kill the angels and basically feed on them. And then she becomes an angel and then she's stuck out in the rain and she'll die eventually from the rain, but she's still looking at a hospital. I might draw it out instead of including explaining it. I'll do that later. But the idea of the story is that it's like a cancer allegory for cancer. That she's staring at a hospital that's like cancer. Oh, she's like, and the cloaked man in white is like a metaphor for doctors bringing up the bad news of terminal cancer to the patient, where their days they're disassociating, they're zoning out, and they're delivering a blow, basically a death sentence that they're going to die, and she becomes an angel who's eventually going to die from the rain, as if it's like a timer, right? Where she's stuck in the rain, unable to go back inside, kind of like how like a cancer patient is stuck in the hospital and is kind of slowly dying on a timer. And that's kind of the allegory where she's an angel stuck in the rain, like that's an allegory for like a person with cancer, slowly dying with a timer, basically. And the not sure how the story would go. I'll make it like a cool little story, I guess. But that's the idea, and she's a cancer allegory. And yeah, that's the idea I came up with like over the weekend, not the weekend, but the week. Yeah, I might do a little bit more of those, but that's the idea. That's kind of the basis of what I'm going for. So the next thing, next thing is this the hike. So I drew this part is like is vertical, You can't really. I don't think you can tell that easily what's going on because of the lack of contrast here. So it's more of a composition sketch rather than an actual drawing. I'll point it out like this thing is it's like a rock. These are rocks. There's a rock on the road too, and there's like a dirt trail. This is an IRL place that it's a hike place I went on. There's this thing called the sunrise hike. So you wake up at 3:30 in the morning, right? You wake up at 3:30 in the morning. You don't eat anything. You can bring stuff to eat. You can bring food to, like protein bars and trail mixes on your hike, but I didn't. You're kind of supposed to bring it because it's one of the 10 essentials. So what I did, so I didn't bring anything. I didn't eat at 3:30 in the morning. It was like a 2 hour hike up and then another 1 hour down. The downward is like much easier because the slope is much less steep. Like the way up is like a giant rock scramble basically. And how the hike was like around like the hike up was around like 70 degrees incline. So it's like this way up. And it's like a bunch of rocks. It's like a bunch of rocks and you like use your hands to like climb up. And what makes you think of the rings are made of? Uh, yeah, the inclines were like, oh, it's like a rock. There was poison ivy on the trail, and there was like a small poison ivy thing. Someone I know, not I know, but someone in one of my classes at the summer camp we have classes, and one of my count the one of the classes, one of the guys got poison ivy and had to go home. So that's kind of bum. Apparently he had poison ivy all over his body and had to go home. Around like one or two, like 2 3 days into the camp, and it was a 6 day camp, so he missed out on a lot, kind of wasted his money, I suppose. There's like a so the point of the sunrise hike is to go on the peak. Yeah, ouch, real ouch. The point of the sunrise hike is to go to the peak of this mountain, right? And to watch the sunset. The problem is that when I went up there, it was super foggy and we couldn't see the sunrise at all. So the point of the hike was kind of meaningless because we couldn't see the hike. But the reason I took on it because it just is a challenge, right? So we woke up at 3:30. We didn't eat anything. It was like a group of like 100, around like 50 people, I think, going on this hike. It was like incline of I said it was like 70 degrees incline. It was super. I remember I said it was raining too. The rocks are all slippery, and there's like every time you climb a rock, you like slip down 5 times, I guess. Someone got cut and stuff. It's nothing major. Once you got up, it's super tiring. It is worth it though. View is pretty nice, though it is super foggy. You wake up at 3:30 in the morning, and yeah. You're up, it's around like 6 ish. No, it's five. It's around 5:30 ish when you got up to the peak. This is the peak. I was bored. I just drew what I saw, and and when you're up there, you stay for a bit, and then went back down. The way back down is actually way worse than the way back up. And that's because the reason why it's worse is because you already wasted so much energy going up, that like if you didn't bring anything to eat, you're basically done for in terms of like energy. So on your way back, you're kind of just you're stumbling about, you're just wanting to end it all. And and when you got back down, it was around another hour to get back down. And you would you would think that when you get back down, you would get to eat, right? However, not lunch, breakfast started at around 8, and we got back at around 6. So when I was back down, I was basically completely disoriented. I could barely think and like barely walk. So I was really wanted to eat a breakfast, but yeah, I had to wait. an extra 2 more hours before I can eat. So at that time, I just like took a nap, I guess, because I was on 4 hours of sleep because I had to wake up at like 3:30. I slept at 11. I actually slept early at 11, and so that was like 4 hours of sleep on that hike and no food. So I took a nap. The other people that went on a hike were playing sports somehow. So I don't know how they're still awake and have any energy at all. I guess I'm just that bad at being just like hiking, I guess. But I took a nap. I'm not tired anymore, but however, I have no energy. I could barely walk. So when it's time for breakfast, the thing about breakfast is that before breakfast, you have to do a flag ceremony every day. Before breakfast and before dinner is a flag ceremony. You would go to like a field where they would have three flagpoles. I should actually draw this out. It'd be better. They have three flagpoles. The middle one is the American flag. You have to salute for the American flag. The other two were just like the New Jersey flag and the camp flag. The camp has its own flag for some reason. I don't know. But you would stand there. You will have to walk over to the field, which is like a complete detour. Like imagine this is the my campsite. This is the canteen, like the dining hall. The field will be like over here. So I had to walk all the way over here just to do a flag. I just stand there for like 10 minutes and then walk over to dining hall. So I had no energy, so I was gonna I felt like I was gonna faint the entire time going to the flag ceremony. I was on the back. I was walking like an inch at a time. I felt I was gonna faint. They thought I was tired, but I don't know. So I just like walked there. I stood there for 10 minutes and I just stumbled all the way to dining hall as well. So when I was in the dining, and before you can, while you're in the dining hall, you had to stand by the table, and then you had to say grace. And grace is basically like like a little poem, like a 4 line poem that you have to say. I have to wait for people to say it, hopefully to say it together, and then you end with like amen, like thing, and then and then you can eat. So I was like, so one step at a time, like super sucks. And then when I was finally able to eat, it was cereal. It was great. Immediately after I ate, I was all good. I ate like crazy. Like ate like two bowls of milk and cereal. It was not that much. There's also pancakes and bacon. And then what else? So after that, right? Immediately after that, I have energy now. I have the calories in my body. And then I was super cold for some reason. It was like I was like shivering, which should not be possible because literally July is like the peak of the hotness right now. It's July. It should be hot as fuck. But I was shivering like crazy. I had my rain jacket on for more warmth, but I couldn't stay warm. It was super cold. I was shivering. I felt I was going to hypothermia. But I'm not. I'm still feeling cold, which means I'm not in hypothermia. So I just walked outside to the sun so I could bathe in the sun for a bit. But that was the morning hike. It was like the worst thing I've ever been through. It really sucked. At least it was cool, I guess. So now the next one, I tried to shade this one more. I bring it closer to the screen here. Because this is I tried. So this is a hammock. There's some trees. Perspective is pretty hard if you don't sketch. They're holding a little cup. So the inspiration for this one is, I have a position in my troop, so I'm the assistant senior patrol leader. So I'm supposed to make sure all the scouts do stuff. And the thing about one scout, he was a real brat. He was sitting in the hammock. I was telling him to do stuff, and he was like really whiny. he's been in the troop for like 2 3 years, and he's 2 3 years, probably four, in like a bit, and he's almost a freshman in high school, and he's the brattiest kid I've ever seen. He uh he is less obedient than like the first year scouts that was like 11 years old. So that's the inspiration for this hammock. I was like, oh, I want to draw a hammock, and that's why I draw a hammock. For this girl over here, I drew this third. She was actually supposed to be over here, and then I kind of messed it up, so I covered it up with like leaves, I suppose. So now she's here with a little zesty little pose here. Here's a bag. I like this perspective here, which is like covering, not covering, but like, she's like overlapped. Her like torso's overlapping on her like legs. I really like this type of perspective, you know. And doing skirts. The thing about Boy Scouts is that there's actually a lot of girls in Boy Scouts. However, you're not allowed to have a. I don't think I'm not sure if you're allowed to or not, but there, from the ones I've seen, there is no co-ed troops. You either have a normal troop, which is just all boys, or you have a troop that's divided into boys troop and the girls troop. And the troops are numbered, so it's like one of the troops is like 97, and there's like 90, maybe like 97B or 97G, which is 97 boys, 97 girls. So Boy Scouts is actually for both boys and girls. So it's not just boys. And the activities for boys, there's also Girl Scouts. I'm assuming boys can have a Girl Scout troop, maybe. But they sell Girl Scout cookies or something. I don't know. But yeah, there is a there is a girl troops in Boy Scouts. I did draw all girls here. Let's see the next one. Okay. Uh, here, I is as opposed to the other ones here, where I just sketched it with like the 0.51. I went over this one with the brush pen and the 03 one to make it more contrasted and more stuff going on. I think this was my favorite. Yeah, I think this one's my favorite of the ones. The thing about the cups is that I actually bought a merch, like funny trading post, which is like a refillable soda cup where you buy it for 8.50 and you get a soda, and then just like a cup of soda, like this big. Yeah, it's like this big, it's tank of soda for 8.50. And the thing about it, it's a refillable cup, and whenever you want, you can come back to it and refill the cup with anything you want. Not anything you want, anything available you want for 150. But actually, I bought it and I never refilled it, so I just spent 8.50 on a cup and soda. Yeah, that kind of sucked. I also bought from Trading Post. I also bought two packs of Airhead Extremes that I never actually ate because my first one got stolen, and I wanted to actually eat it. So I bought a second one, and I lost that one. So yeah, I never actually got to eat candy, which is I guess should be a good thing because candy's bad for you, I guess. But I lost $4. I lost like $5 because of that. And for this one, I realized I've been drawing basically all girls, which I found was like a bit of kind of embarrassing. Like, oh, I'm drawing all girls. As a guy, I feel like might be a bit like, you know, cringe maybe. I don't know. And then I drew some big American stereotypical masculine men, like the jawline, the American, the stereotypical Japanese American hair thing. Could you from Street Fighter, the guy was like the American Street Fighter guy? The military, it's the hair, it's like little flat tops. There's a little American bandana with like American uniform. Actually, I don't know what uniform this is, but super American, macho American, and he's smoking too. I actually made him super zesty with this hand thing. I feel like this pose would be a much better pose where he's smoking, and you're like, yeah, he's holding you like this instead of like this, which is much more zestier, I guess. So he's like a little macho Americans, but smoking zestily. And I don't know what airplane models this is. I just drew like a airplane shape and pretended it's a real thing. And lined it up. I also draw some extra characters, so lined it up with other people. I tried to experiment with some designs with especially the face. Stop saying zesty. Zesty. Uh, yeah. And then the other guys look less super American. Like try to experiment with the designs. Have a little lanky guy. Kind of looks like a girl. If you like, you can like if you like imagine hard enough, that looks like a girl, I guess. But I know. And then there's a little short, stubby guy. I'm trying to do like different ways they're holding the cigarette too. There's a little count. That's it. And my last page here, actually, this is my last drawing. But guess what this is? Y'all want to know what this is? Want to take a guess what this is? This is my favorite part of the camp. Best part. I got this on Friday, and that's it. Someone's autograph? Exactly. If someone's autograph. Want to guess whose autograph? I have a big story for this one. So 2 years ago, I went to the same camp, right? And there was this one counselor, right? And 2 years ago, I asked the counselor for her number, and I couldn't get it, and I got an autograph, right? And I actually lost the autograph from 2 years ago. So this year, I went up to the same camp, so I went to the same counselor, and I asked for her autograph again. No way, you found her? Yeah, I found her. Okay, so before I continue further, I want to clarify something. So on Thursday, she works at a handicraft lounge, cabin place, and they play music, right? And each day there's like a theme. So on Thursday it was Project Moon Thursday, and it was Project Moon because and the counselor asked for the autograph, right? She was the director of the handicraft lounge. So, and her favorite series, like game series, I think, is Project Moon. I don't know what Project Moon is. I can search it up right now. And they were playing music from Project Moon. And on there was like a whiteboard that says Project Moon Thursday, aka counselor's name's favorite series. And the thing about that whiteboard is they refer to the counselor using he/him pronouns, right? So that's when I was like, so I read it at first and didn't think it was, and then I realized, and I read it like 2 or 3 times. It was like, wait, are they using he/him pronouns, right? And that's like, so like thinking for a bit, like, huh? So like the thing about handicraft, right, is that if anyone is woke, it's the handicraft people, and that's why I figured that the pronouns is definitely intentional, right? Like if anyone's broke, it's the handicraft people. Sorry, I don't make the rules. That's just how it is. It's like they use he/him pronouns. That's intentional. And there was like a drawing of him, I guess, that looked like a guy. So I asked my wood carving. I was taking wood carving. I asked my wood carving counselor if the if she was trans, and I got confirmation she's trans, and now she is a he. So, or maybe he's a guy. Nah, I asked confirmation. We got it confirmed. It's a canon, guys. It's canon. Yeah, I confirmed. Yeah. So the thing. So yeah. So it's canon now that the counselor I asked out 2 years ago is actually trans. It was a guy. So now I have to refer to him as a guy. So I have two choices to either sound gay but respect his pronouns, or misgender him and be straight. Well, obviously I'm not gonna misgender him because I'm woke. Hashtag woke. So now I guess I'm gay now for a bit at least. So nonetheless, the next day, the thing about the last day was that on Friday there's always a waiter for like. What do you mean? What do you mean now? What do you mean? What do you mean now? I was gay. No, denied. Fake news. Fake news. I'm gonna uh ban this little chat here. See, moderation activities. Remove chat. uh, so the how the thing works is that every meal you send. So I'm transphobic. No, I'm not. I'm never transphobic. Uh, that's not woke. You're not very woke, you know. I'm woker, and that's how you know. The thing about how it works is that on every single meal, so every single meal there is, so you have to prepare like set up the tables, right? The thing about so you have to before the each meal, like 30 minutes before each meal, you have to send one person per table to set up the table before the meal. And throughout Monday to Friday, every single meal is one scout that was assigned to set up the tables. However, Friday dinner, you can actually choose a counselor to set up the table to be the waiter at your table. And how you choose your counselors is that throughout the week there is like mini games and other activities around camp you can do to earn a currency called shillings, and you will use those shillings to have an auction at on Friday siesta, which is Friday noon. So there's like an auction thing, and they will go down the list of all the counselors and staff, and you will like have an auction on uh how much you're willing to pay, how much shillings you're willing to pay to obtain a specific counselor at your table to wait for you. And a lot of some of the counselors went up to like they were bidding, and they went up to like 1,000. There's like 800. There's like 500 shillings, and I guess no one wanted this counselor, and he went for 10 shillings, which is like the bare minimum you can buy a counselor for. So I guess he wasn't very popular. But someone else actually, another counselor, actually got 0 bids, and she wasn't sold at all. So I guess the bare minimum is still something at least. Don't say buy a counselor. I mean, we always say buy a counselor there. It's supposed. I guess like, it's more appropriate to say higher, but it's an auction, and we do say buy because funnier that way. So yeah, we do. So we bought the counselor. We have 5 counselors to choose from. Uh, all the other counselors went up for at least 100 shillings, but this counselor was 10 shillings. The first autograph I got 2 years ago actually had her name written out legibly. Her real name, you can read it. Now she scribbled. It's now scribbly. I think that's because 2 years ago she wasn't signing a lot of stuff, and now she's a director now, so she's signing everything, and that's why it's much scribblier, which is a good thing because I don't want to dox him. Uh, Also on Friday dinner, when they were waiting at the table, they will dress up. They will do like a cosplay of something. There were cosplays of like JoJo characters like Yoshikage Kira and Gyro. There's like a guy wearing like a cone costume. So the costume that this counselor waited wore. Holy, I'm bad with pronouns. I am. So when I write stuff, I can like purposely use pronouns, but whenever I talk, I will like mess up pronouns constantly. Like even for cis people, like if there's like a feminine a girl, like obvious girl in front of me, I will say he, and if there's a guy in front of guy, I will say she sometimes. So far, this entire story sounds like a fever dream. I'm sorry. I'm very bad at linear stuff. Let's talking about this linearly. So basically, he will dress up as a cosplay to wait at our table, and some people dress up like anime characters. They were like silly cosplays. I remember 2 years ago, this counselor dressed up as Luffy from One Piece. There was like this 2 years ago there was also like a George Washington cosplay, and there was like a guy wearing a maid costume. That's like common thing. So this year he wore a different cosplay, and this year at our table on Friday dinner, he wore a Kiki costume from Kiki's Delivery Service, the Ghibli film. I didn't recognize it at first because I don't watch Ghibli films, so I was gonna relate to her. I thought she was gonna wear. I thought he was gonna wear the Luffy costume again. I was like, I'm gonna relate to her. I'm gonna do some rizzing. But no, he wore the Kiki costume. I've actually found her on the camp Instagram. Oh shit, it's kind of dusty. I found her on the camp Instagram, so I know so I have a picture of her. I'm not gonna show it because that would be doxing again. But yeah, I can draw her out if you want. I'm not sure. I drew her 2 years ago, and now I realize that's low key weird. So I don't really want to do that again. That's why I just kind of blank. But yeah. So he wore a key costume. Her 3 times. Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, I told you I cannot speak pronouns, right? I will misgender the cis of people just because how I speak. It's kind of stuttery. I think I mess up verbal pronouns. I'm really bad at even for like cis people. You know, I'm trying. uh, so now the thing is, okay, what did I talk about? So so he was serving the Friday dinner. They were he was you. I misgendered you on text too, bro. Ah, sorry, okay. You have like a really girl. You have a really like, pink, feminine profile picture. It's kind of hard, okay. Sorry, I'm making excuses right now. I'm making excuses, but I'm woke. Trust me, I'm woke. I'm really woke. I have a. It's all growth. Sorry. Okay, anyways, anyways, what was I talking about? But yeah, Friday dinner. He was serving stuffed turkey. Now I don't really like turkey, but since he's serving it, I look have to eat as much as he can. So he was like a big turkey, and he was wearing gloves, and he was snatching the turkey stuffings out, and he was like really, and he was really bad at cutting the turkey. I tell you that. He was like horrible at it. He was like it's all crunched up. Yeah, he had to receive some directions too, like how to cut a turkey. It was like all messed up. It's like little fillings like everywhere. I don't like no, I don't like turkey. What a bad thing. Yeah. So yeah, although there was like little strings of meat everywhere. It was low key, kind of cute, I guess. I don't know. Don't quote me. But maybe you don't want a perfect cut turkey. Maybe a really nasty, really disgustingly cut, like a little kid cutting it. I mean, gives more character, I guess. No, so he was wearing those like plastic gloves that you like can like hush the turkey with without getting it dirty. Uh, so after a while, after he was cutting it, he took up the glove, looking kind of cute. I don't know, with that context, you know, crazy. No homo, guys. No homo. No homo. We're no homo in this place because everything is hetero. Even homo is hetero. You know, it's actually very hetero to be homo. You know, because if you're completely hetero, it means you're repressing your homoness. If you embrace your homoness, that means you are like you're not rejecting homo. You if you're completely hetero, you're kind of like forcing the hetero onto yourself. Therefore, if you're completely hetero, you are homo. However, if you're somewhat homo, that means you're acting normal, and that you're not trying to be hetero. Therefore, you're hetero. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. So everyone's a little gay. Yeah, everyone's a little gay at least. Everyone's a little gay and everyone's a little straight. You know, it's a spectrum. It's a spectrum. Type shit. Anyways, so what happens was that there was another staff member by the table, and they was like they were kind of messing up a bit. So I guess this counselor touched the turkey with his hand without the glove, and one of my scout assistant one of the assistant scoutmasters of my troop was there, and I guess he didn't like it and purposely touched the turkey, and now the one of the other staff member and my assistant scoutmaster are low key beefing now. They were low key crashing out on each other, and and this counselor was catching strays, and he was apologizing to my scoutmaster, even though my scoutmaster was crashing out at the other staff. And I was sitting next to him, but that was really awkward. You know, I was actually gonna ask for her number again on Friday, but I realized I didn't want to make her uncomfortable. I suppose, and I'm not sure if he remembers me from 2 years ago, but so I didn't want to make him uncomfortable, so I didn't ask for number. I just asked for this autograph. That's now a bunch of scribbles. So that's how I got rejected. Not rejected. I got rejected 2 years ago, and that's my reject. That's where the one rejection is on the thumbnail. You saw that. And so he was wearing like a Kiki Delivery Service character. I asked what he cosplay other from other years, and he said he dressed up as Hatsune Miku as well. And that's all I remember. I'm thirsty now. So the thing is about the campsites, a lot of these summer camps have like really dirty bathrooms. Like everyone uses the same like stalls and stuff. So all the bathrooms have like mud all over the floors and they look like poop. And the toilet seats is all like there's probably pissed all over it. So I really wanted to not use the bathroom the entire week. So that's a thing called no poop summer camp that I made up. Where on summer camps I make myself not poop. However, I did fail this week. I went on 4 summer camps, and of the four, the first three I never pooped. And on this week, I pooped. I lost on day two, which is super embarrassing because I was the no poop champion, and now I'm no longer. I am the yes poop loser now. That's how I become a bum. So before on Thursday, no, on Friday, I wanted to eat the turkey because this counselor, I'm gonna be paralyzed. It's just a week. It's not that bad, actually. So the thing about wanted to eat a turkey because his counselor was serving it. So I had to use the bathroom before the so I was gonna just use the bath. I already lost no poop summer camp, so I'm just gonna use the bathroom again before the dinner, so I can have as much room to eat the turkey. Oh, another thing about the dinner was that we had ice cream cup for dessert. So the cup was like little squiggle. One half was vanilla, and the other half was chocolate, right? And what the counselor said was that he hated chocolate ice cream, right? He hated ice cream chocolate, but he said he didn't. He said anyone else wanted chocolate ice cream, and no one really answered, I guess. Public toilets are almost always bad. Principal of my school threatened to rent buses to drive students to the mayor's office to go to the toilet there if no one additional funds for toilet transit. That's actually crazy. No funds to clean toilets. Oh jeez. He won. SW. That's Mayor Principal W. Maybe. I don't know about Principal. That's fine. That's a big W. Yeah, the our camp actually had a new stall. The summer camp that I went to is actually the bathroom was actually so much better than the previous bathrooms. They actually had a new bathroom installed that's much more cleaner and actually usable than the old toilets, which actually smell like genuine throw up. If you step near the old bathroom within like 10 meters of the old bathroom, you would genuinely throw up. I had to hold my breath walking past the old bathroom every time I go back to my campsite and out. That's how bad the old latrine smelled. The new latrine is actually pretty clean if you clean it. If you don't clean it, it does smell pretty bad and it's gross. And so basically, the ice cream, right? The counselor said he hated a chocolate ice cream, so he gave me a cup. No, he ate half of it. I was like, oh, anyone else wants it? I was like, yeah, I'll take it. And it's not like so the thing is, he didn't take the chocolate ice cream out of the cup and then give it to me. She ate the ice cream, the chocolate ice cream, and then just gave it to me. So that's technically, so she kind of just imagine like you know. So I ate her chocolate ice cream cup. Yeah, and because of that, I don't think he really likes me at all. uh, I feel like the whole dinner was just a bit awkward, and I just so I have this like usual like feelings, right? You know, whenever you talk to people, you have this like anxiety that like they immediately hate you. Please never get a crush again. Oh, I won't. I'll try not to. I'll try not to. Oh, my worse than you are. I don't know. I don't. Well, you're kind of crazy about a crush. I'm not crazy like you. Anyways, it was awkward, right? And I tried to talk to her, and I think he hates me. But the reason is, what do I mean crazy? No comment. So the reason I think he hates me is that when I volunteer to take his ice cream cup, I think he hates me too. Yeah. So when I volunteered to receive her ice cream cup, he kind of shoved it to me pretty quickly, like kind of suspiciously quickly, like just like, oh, I can have it, and she like slapped it to me, and she didn't really like look or anything. I feel like that was like, yeah, you know, maybe she hates ice cream, like chocolate ice cream that much. And then the second reason I think he hates me was that at the end of dinner there was like a garbage bag. They were using the bread bag as a garbage. I was like, hey, can I have the last bread? And then when he gave it to me, I couldn't hear him clearly, but I could make up some noises, and I interpreted it. I think I heard, "What's wrong with you?" Which makes no sense why he would say that. Like the context doesn't match up. I'm not saying this what like "Oh, I'm so cool. Why would she say that? Not would he say that?" But I said like the context doesn't make sense. I asked for bread. For what reason? Like that would be the response. So I think I definitely misheard him. But I also have no other option, no other. I have no other idea what could have been said. So that's been on my mind for a bit. So I feel like he hates me, low key. And luckily I'll never see him again. That's sad. But the good thing about that is that I will never be awkward again. And it is my last summer camp. And I won't be able to go to summer camp again because next year I age out. I become 18. I become legal to vote. Therefore, I won't be able to attend Boy Scouts or no more summer camp. You doubt that I would need to him to be there to be awkward? Okay, it's enough slander. Enough slander. Anyways, good thing is I got his signature. See that? You can barely read it. Never be awkward again. Yeah, sure. Hence, that doesn't go away when you turn 18 or 21, 25, and you unknown number. One, I'll never be awkward with him again. There's no. What I meant was, I'll never be awkward with him again. I will be awkward with other people, but like at least for this person I was awkward with, I won't have to go through that with the additional context that I already have. You know, I might make more. I'll be awkward with other people, but I'll never be awkward with him again. I feel like I will find a way. This is bullying. That's what they call it. Another reason I feel like he hated he might have hated me was that when I was walking around. So he is trans, right? So he is woke. And I when I was walking this page, I was said, "Oh, I I draw too many girls, so I drew a really guy." So I think since he is like a really androgynous trans man, so he's woke. Hey Toad, says the guy bullying you for 4 years. Fake news. Fake news. Not true. Sub Toad, you missed everything. I was yapping so hard. You should rewatch the stream after to see what I talked about. Well, I can just talk about it again. He's trans, but he's woke. Is crazy. Yeah, that's how it works, right? So he is woke. So I think another reason why he might have hated me was that was gonna be one of the pies bros. Oh shit! Make sure you get that fixed. It's gonna get flooded out. I told you came out and you missed. I did not come out. All right. So I think another reason why he might have hated me was because all of my drawings are really like are very like girly girls. And when I say, "Oh, I'm gonna draw a guy now," I drew a really masculine guy. So I think one of the reasons he might have hated me was because I drew the first guy I drew was completely masculine. So I feel like that might have like spoke to him saying, "Oh, I think men should be super masculine and girls should be just feminine." So I think he interpreted me to be not woke, and that's why he hated me. You can tell that I can tell me that anyone supervising non-adults can just randomly have a bad day, so that could just been reason for his behavior because it can be very annoying. I sometimes had to put up with use some use you sometimes have to put I can't read. You sometimes have to put up with shit from others. Yeah, because he is a counselor and all the like he does a handicraft and none of the handicraft merit badges are ego required. Therefore most of the kids taking his merit badges are super bratty and stupid. So most of the kids he worked with are all the types that are super dumb and bratty. And I was at the handicraft whenever he was teaching. So and I do see him being dealing with other bratty kids. Like even with some of the like ego required, but some of the ego required like have more mature kids there. Yeah, that was explaining it. So I guess he was having a bad day. Hopefully that's the answer. Hopefully he was having. It feels weird saying I hope he was having a bad day, but I hope he was having a bad day, so that would explain that. but yeah, all the kids are back. The Eagle acquired batches have more mature kids, though still some are still bratty. But Eagle acquired have more mature, like more 14 year olds, rather than the non-Eagle acquired are more likely to have like 11-year-olds, or like people less serious about merit badges, rather Eagle acquired being people more serious about merit badges. So yeah, so that was my that's all the so I did I'm not sure told you sure here, but I did a little sketchbook tour here. There's other things here. I'll talk about a bit other stuff about the camp. That's him. I could show uh yeah right here. Yeah, a little sketchbook tour. You missed the entire sketchbook tour. Sorry, Toad. I know you like those, but you look you missed it. I'll go over it again actually. This is the ominous bonsai. Here is a new OC I came up with in camp. A little angel in a poncho. I don't think it's actually a poncho, it's just rain gear. I just drew really weird. It's a jacket. It's a rain gear. It's supposed to be a poncho, but make it look thicker than I supposed to, I guess. You love angel OCs? Oh yeah, we do. Is he evil? No, no, not he. She. It's a she. Everyone says it's a he for some reason. I think I messed up her pronouns again. Pronouns too, because I was talking about the other counselor, which just made sure to use he him pronouns. I choose he, but she. Uh, Whenever I show this to people, they always thought she was a boy, but it's a girl. Uh, no, she is not evil. She's actually a cancer allegory. I could explain it again. It take a while to explain it. If anyone wants to go through that again, took a bit like 10 minutes to explain it. She is a cancer allegory. I'll explain this again. Because I want to. Where's my cap? Where'd my bottle cap go? Oh, there it is, in the back over there. Anyways, cancer allegory like the zodiac sign. No, cancer allegory, as in as in terminal, as in Walter White. You know, cancer allegory as in who else has cancer? Cancer allegory as in leukemia. Cancer allegory as in testicular cancer. Cancer allegory as in breast cancer. Uh, so the then she cooks meth. Probably that's probably why she has a raincoat. It's actually a hazmat suit, and that's why she's cooking meth. That's how she died. So the lore for her is that it's the far future, and the exposition is a couple thousand years ago, heaven died. It was like super edgy statement. Heaven died. That's like the thing. What heaven died means basically means heaven is no longer a place, and all the angels in heaven are now homeless. And other angels in heaven are kind of homeless, and they just want to help God out and hope they can get that Fortnite win against Speed. So they're kind of homeless. So other angels are homeless, and because heaven died, the demons from hell came back out to earth in forms of acid rain. So the demons are acid rain, basically, and angels are now on earth. However, they cannot interact with humans because they are in different, like, they're like in limbo, while humans are on the overworld. The angels, like, they can't interact with humans. Demons are hell, or now, demons from hell are rain now, yeah. So now, no, the demons are came out in forms of acid rain. So now, throughout the thousands of years, it's like perpetually raining. It's like perpetual rain, and that's why it's raining. And she's in a poncho. And yeah, the demons are rain, and the it's acid rain, and the angels are actually like allergic or like toxic to them. The humans built like like structural buildings, like their entire cities are now inside a building to prevent them from the rain, to protect them from the rain. However, the angels cannot interact with the humans, and the angels are now all outside dying from the rain. After a while, all the angels died, and the demons take nourishment from the angels that died from the acid rain. And what else? So now, after all the angels died, the demons need more new nourishment. So they have indebted people. Humans that are indebted to the demons. They wear white cloaks and they stab people with a special knife, I guess, that turns the the people. They kill the people. They kill a person, and the person becomes an angel, and then they will kill, and the rain will kill the angel for so the demons can take nourishment, I guess. So so she is once a human that was turned into an angel to be consumed by the rain. And so the story starts out. She kind of staring. There's a hospital that is actually located outside in the rain instead of inside, for like metaphorical reasons. And so she's outside in a poncho and in the rain, and she's staring at the hospital with shining lights. And then when she's staring at the hospital, a cloaked man in white, which is the indebted people to the demons, runs up to her and stabs her to death, and she dies. And she becomes an angel, and she's still staring at the hospital. And the the man in white cloaks runs off, and she's now an angel to be consumed by the rain. And she can no longer return into the buildings because she's an angel and cannot interact with people in order to open the door to let her inside. So the allegory is that that is a cancer allegory. She's like staring at the hospital. That's how like she's like disassociating and she's zoning out. And the man in white cloak is a allegory for doctors, and the doctor stabs her as like a metaphor for like symbolizing like how a doctor delivering a death sentence to cancer patients, like, oh, you have terminal cancer, basically saying, oh, you're going to die. And that's how like the metaphor, like the man in white clothes is a doctor and they stabbed her, basically putting a time limit on her life. And now she's an angel, she's in the rain, and that's basically a time, basically metaphor of like a timer on her life. How like how a cancer patient is like basically stuck with a timer on their life, and eventually the rain will inevitably consume her and like melt her down to be consumed by the demons. So that's a cancer allegory I was going for with her. I kind of make that. I just like I created her like Tuesday, and then I just thought about it for like a day, and that's what I came up with. I'm not sure how the rest of the story goes, but that's the concept so far. Hmm. Well, that's the I'm gonna so that's gonna be like a one shot idea. I might do that. I'm thinking about turning that into a one shot after I'm done with the other one shot that I said I was gonna do over summer that I haven't started yet because I'm a low key procrastinating bum. Well, so that's the idea for her, and that's like some more. This is a campsite. I just talked about this, but I'm talked about again for you, Toad. But this is a campsite. I drew this based on the campsite I was staying at. That's the camp you sleep in. The thing about the camps is that inside of each tent, there's at least like 10 bugs in there, 10 spiders each. I actually picked a tent without any that much spiders. However, throughout the entire week, there is like a spider this big, like this big, like it's like kind of this big, like my it's the size of my protruding thumb, like a spider like this big. Actually, I think it's more like this big. like this big. I was kind of like on the ceiling of my tent. And there are types of spiders that make webs and those that don't make webs. Like that one didn't make any webs. It kind of just like pounces at stuff to catch to eat. It stayed inside the ceiling of my tent for like 6 days, and on the last day it went missing. So I'm not sure if it like crawled inside of my sleeping bag or something. But that's the thing. Also, this one I talked about this. This is the sunrise hike. So the sunrise hike is the hike you go up a mountain at 3:30 in the morning, 3:30 a.m. and you would climb a mountain for 2 hours without sleep, with only like 4 hours of sleep and like no food. And the incline is like, and there is like a 70 degrees incline. It's like this big, and it's like a bunch of rock that you climb with your that you use your hands to climb. And this is the top of the mountain. The point is to watch the sunrise from the peak of the mountain. However, it was super foggy, and I couldn't see the sunrise at all. There are snakes in the mountain too. I didn't see anything. There also poison ivy. Someone got poison ivy and I had to leave camp. And here's like a hammock. Here's the hammock drawing. This is my favorite one. There's a kid in the hammock that I took inspiration. This is my favorite one. And this is the one that's like super macho and stuff. I have a little really zesty way to hold a cigarette. Definitely wanted to make. I think I can't really change it now because it's in pen, but I wanted to make him like uh hold a cigarette like this, like Sanji from One Piece where they hold a cigarette like this, like shh, must have been the wind or something. And now this is I'm not sure if you were here when I talked about this. This is the counselor I asked for his number, and he said no because of our his contract. He is not allowed to give people his phone number, which is why he didn't give me his phone number. If there was no contract, he definitely would have given me his phone number. No, I could draw her, but that's kind of weird. So I'm gonna leave this page blank actually. I'm gonna draw something else here. So I'm gonna try to draw something else for the rest of the stream. There's so many stories about I'm gonna talk about what this one last thing is that throughout the first couple weeks it was raining really hard. I got this new sketch pad just to bring to the camp. And the thing about it was that it rained really hard the first 2-3 days, and this sketchbook got pretty wet and kind of broke a little. So on Tuesday in it. So on Tuesday I bought a water pouch. I bought this thing. So what this does? So this is a waterproof pouch. I will put my sketch pad in here, right in here, and like that. I fold this up, this, and like that, it wouldn't get wet. I bought this on Tuesday. It was raining really hard. So the thing is, right after I bought this waterproof pouch, it stopped raining. So kind of, so I bought this and it stopped raining. And yeah, it did rain again one last time a couple days later, so it is worth it. But kind of funny that I bought it and immediately stopped raining. Yeah, like that. I could just take it out. I'm gonna try to fill up more more of the pages going up forward. I think it's more of a portable one instead of the larger sketchbooks where you go at home. I can bring this out into the open world and just sketch whatever I want. None of these have a pencil sketches. This is free. I just like freelanced it. I'm gonna chat a bit more before starting. So what I'm gonna sketch is there is a lake at the camp. I'm gonna sketch the lake. That's what I'm gonna do for the rest of the stream. Terraria will return tomorrow. Uh, my plan for tomorrow Terraria stream, I'm gonna build like a tower to the sky. So that's my idea tomorrow. Anyways, one of the things that they do at camp was the polar plunge, right? The polar plunge is like a thing where you wake up early, like wake up at 6, and you will go down to the lake and jump into the lake water where it's super cold. So you wake up super fast, and then you can go on your day. The polar plunge took place on Monday, Thursday, and Friday, and if you go to each of those, you get like a little badge for it. I don't have the badge for that last week because I don't have it yet. I'm gonna get it like September. But I do have the one from like last year or 2 years ago. I don't know. I think it was last year. But what it does is, so I think so. Yeah, you just jump into the lake water. It's super cold. You get wet. Honestly, it's a really stupid idea in my opinion because like right after the polar plunge, you have to go to the dining hall to eat breakfast, and you can't be wet in the dining hall. And and the polar plunge, I'm not sure how well it will work. It works because by the time you reach the lake, you already be awake by then. You already be pretty awake by the time you walk all the way down to the lake. So the polar plunge is actually kind of just like not really that useful. And yeah, my camera has a never mind. Anyways, so I'm gonna draw this lake. I'm gonna just chat about the lake while I draw it. So I'm gonna start with like really light 005. It might not be actually the smartest idea to use a 005 because if I want to go a bit thinner, I can't because this is the thinnest. But it is the thinnest, so I can like sketch better before I like lock it in. I'm going to village off of it. Let me sketch the general shape of it first, the composition, thinking of it. That I'm actually gonna make it zoom closer maybe. I broke my camera. Let's see. Let's re. Let me fix the camera real quick. Uh, move camera. There we go. Let's see. Here. That's better. I should have done this from the start. Not gonna lie. Anyways, I'm gonna start drawing the lake. Draw like this. The little cabin here, I think. So that'll be the shape of the lake, I suppose. Some mountains back there. It's not the exact shape, but I'm trying to try my best, I guess. And the lake is shaped like this. Sort of. There's like a nature lock here. It looks like this. And there's a little handle, little rail going down. A little gutter, I guess. And then there'll be a little uh, the little lodge here. It's not that accurate, but it is what it is. There's a lot of lily pads on the lake, actually. Thing about the lily pad, there's lily pads and cattails by this side of the lake. The thing about the lily pads is that it's actually invasive to the lake. So it's actually so one of my merit badges, one of the requirements is actually to work and remove all the lily pads and the cattails from the camp. And then it was by Friday, so luckily I didn't have to look at the lake after that long after I removed it. But when it was removed, the lake actually looked so ugly without the cattails. Like that. There. This is a swimming area here. Swimming area here. So then to the platform going to and from the swimming area. So the swimming area. So there's three swimming areas. There's a non-swimmer, beginner swimmer, and the swimmer area. This is swimmer area. These two are divided between non-swimmer and swimmer. You have to take a test to become a non-swim to become a beginner swimmer or a non-swimmer. No, you have to take a test to become a non-swimmer. No, you have to take a test to become a beginner swimmer and a swimmer. The first swimmer was first to be a beginner swimmer. You have to swim one length across. To be a swimmer, you have to go from four lengths, so it's basically 2 laps. Go from back, from and then back. Three of the lengths you have to swim on your front, and the back, and the last one is to swim on your back. And then you have to stay afloat in place for on your back for like 4 seconds. That's how you get swimmer. Non-swimmer, you either don't take the test or you can make one length across. There's also like a watchtower here. Right here, there's like a little thing. There's like a where the lifeguard is. A little dotted up for sand effects. And so there is like there's a bunch of tables here. Tables. They will put your clothes here while you go into the thing, and that's how you. There's also a board. There's a buddy board under in the fences and like that. That's the waterfront. That's how you would go into the water when you're swimming. There is this in the nature lodge you can actually get a fishing pole to fish. Over here there's also outdoor engineering lodge where you can take movie making, photography, and like animation and stuff. I took movie making and I almost partialed, which means you failed. I almost failed the movie making, which is a really easy badge. It's actually covering my PNG character here. Didn't realize that. Oh, sorry. Uh, there's also around here, right around here, there is a changing room. where you can change into like bath with bathing robes and stuff, and around like here, the little platform you can wash your feet at, like that over here. And there's just a bunch of trees. There's like that's how you, that's where you get down from. You come down from here, and you take the water from here. Just like just a bunch of trees, and like that. There's a trees, bunch of trees here. There's also a bit of there's a lodge here where they keep like canoes and stuff for the canoeing merit badge. There's a bunch of paddles in there. So for just draw some canoes. And then in the lake, I guess there is some people canoeing. There's at least two people canoeing because you have to be a buddy. You have to have a buddy in a canoe in order to canoe. They don't allow one people to canoe at a time because you need a buddy to be out anywhere. So I'm gonna draw like three people canoeing here. But they're actually really big. So I'm gonna draw some more. Let's make it look smaller. Hmm. Just like a hill up here like that. The lake is actually really small. I'm gonna drop back to drawing the cattails here. The cattails. The natural hot dog of the wild. You know, when I was pulling out the cattails actually look a lot like leeks when you pulled out the roots. And just a lily pad, by the way. One of the guys was holding like a lily pad killer. And what a lily pad killer is like, it's a really long like stick. It's kind of like a long like staff, and there's like blades curving inwards, and you use the blade to cut the stems from the lily pad inward to remove it. The lily pads look like moss, and the reason I think, I'm not sure, but I think the reason you want to remove the lily pads is because they're blocking sunlight from the sun, and that way, because of that, the marine plants will not be able to photosynthesize, and therefore the marine plants would die and would not be able to release oxygen into the water, and then the fish would die. I'm not sure that's true, but that's my guess. And that's why you to remove the lily pads, even though they look much prettier. They make the pond look pretty, and the cattails too. That's why you remove them. But one guy was holding it, and there was a rope behind the thing, right? And I'm not sure if someone pulled it or someone stepped on it, but it was pulled back, and then it cut the one of the guys' thumb clean open, and he had to get stitches at the first aid place. Like I said, scaling is pretty hard for me here. Also, every year at camp there is a different theme, and the theme this year was the spirit of 26, right? And what that means is it's basically themed after colonial America, and it's like back when the British is still in control of America and we don't have independence yet. And the theme is just that, and we have the red coats. These are all lily pads here. The outline of the lily pads. I'm gonna draw a person fishing right on here because the really popular. Your completely random question, but what are your opinions on Dr. Pepper? Um, Dr. Pepper is pretty good, I think. I only have Dr. Pepper once. I do prefer like just regular Coke over Dr. Pepper, but if you were giving me Dr. Pepper, I would drink that. Then, like most, I think most carbonated beverages, I would like. I like most I like most soda. Dr. Pepper is pretty good. It's not my favorite though. I don't think they had a Dr. Pepper at the train post, but if there was, I probably wouldn't pick it because I just spam Pepsi. Let's see. My mom doesn't really like Dr. Pepper at all. And he says it tastes like medicine or something. And whenever I wanted to try Dr. Pepper, and she said it tasted bad, but I had it once and it was pretty nice. It's I like to try again if I could, but I usually just order Coke. See. You have one person fishing. We could have another person fishing actually. Like right now here. Hmm, I'm a bit too big, maybe. Like that. And the fishing pole looks like this. There is a fishing competition like every day at the camp. Whoever catches the biggest fish will get like special rewards, like shillings. I don't think Toad you were here when I said this, but you get shillings for doing stuff, and the shillings you can use to buy counselors at the end of the siesta during Friday siesta. You go to like an auction and bid on a counselor you want to serve at your table, and that's what you use shillings for. Every day there will be like a competition of who caught the biggest fish. I didn't know they lend out free fishing poles. I thought you had to bring your own, but I guess you can just borrow one, and that's why I never took it until the last day. There's also a shooting range, by the way. There's a shooting range, and at the shooting range you have a shotgun, rifle, or archery. I during last week I used a rifle and an archer and a bow and arrow, but I had used a shotgun before, but I didn't use a shotgun during the week. All right, USA, that's right, USA baby. It's a real gun too. It's pretty loud actually. The shotgun is actually crazy loud, and the every like couple seconds during the time when during 9 till 3, no 9 till 5, that's when the merit badges are being taught, and there is a shotgun merit badge. So everyone taking a shotgun merit badge just shows shotguns, and throughout the entire camp, you can every couple seconds you will hear a loud bang, and that's the shotgun being shot at the shooting range. The rifle is actually super quiet compared to the shotgun. You can still hear the rifle, but unless you're up close, you will just like not be that bothered by it. I had used shotguns before. I took a special trip. I used shotguns. I went on 2 trips for shotguns, and I think I'm pretty good at it. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe I lost my edge a bit. With shotguns, they have a really big, they have a big target range. It spreads out, so it's not like to hit it spot on. You actually hit it in the area, and then you just get it. No, that's shotguns. America, that's America for you. There is safety precautions for the shooting range, so it's not like anyone can just get a gun. You have to have a special permission and supervision using a gun. But anyone older than you need to be 14 to go to the shooting range for the guns. But there is a archery range at by the fire range that is not fire. That's not gunpowder, so it's much safer, I guess. Uh, I took the archery merit badge like 3, 4 years ago, so I'm pretty bad at it. But I think get hand of. I'm doing pretty good. Maybe I'm kind of like Katniss from like Hunger Games, where like they get a new bow and they suck at it, and I had to adjust to it in order to become good at it again. So that's me in the archer range. Wait, seriously, can you do that shooting stuff at 14 already? The shotgun? Yeah, you can go to like a range, like a special like a scouting range at like 14. But I think an actual, but like yeah, you can go to the shooting range at like 14. But owning a gun, you have to be 18. And then only certain states actually you need a special like background, a special like license for it. You can't own a gun at 14, obviously, but I can shoot a gun. It is kind of crazy, but uh, Second Amendment, am I right? Yeehaw. It is I feel like it's not that dangerous. Maybe because I'm like not used to it by now. But I feel like people like exaggerate shooting ranges, the danger of shooting ranges a bit too much because there is like constant. The people in charge of the shooting ranges are super old and experienced, so if they catch the smallest mistake, they will like quickly call it out. And there is a lot of safety equipment in the shooting range. What am I drawing now? Oh, yeah, trees. I'm drawing trees. Let's see. What else is crazy? I was crazy once. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Uh, there is what else is at camp? There's a lot of stuff at camp that I can talk about. Um, to jog my memory just a bit. Let's see. Honestly, the flag ritual part was honestly a bit strange when you told me to have 10 minutes for the flag. If you do that here, that will raise your eyebrows. It's not like you're praising one flag for 10 minutes. So the thing at the flag ceremony is that you will walk there, right? And most of the 10 minutes is the so the camp is made of like around like 20-ish troops that all went to the same camp. For most of it, there's like a huge part of it is just like each of patrols coming together saying that they're all present and they're all accounted for. And the flag part, you don't salute the flag for the New Jersey flag and the camp flag and the when you salute, the salute is honestly just like over 2 minutes. It's when the flag is actually raised and lowered, and the most of the part is actually just the guys walking around with the flag, because when they tell you to when the ceremony starts, they will like, oh, bring the flag to the flagpole, and they will like walk like little like turtles. They will grab the thing and walk like a little robot, like but 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 towards the flagpole. And when they fold the flag, just super like ceremoniously. And yeah, but most of the time it's not like you're praising the flag for 10 minutes. It's just like it's more of a it's more of like a head count than anything. The flag part, I don't think anyone even like, most of the people are just talking during the, well, not talking, they were like more like whispering during the flag, most of it. Yeah, I've seen videos of like Europeans. They're like really weirded out by the Pledge of Allegiance in like American schools. And I people would say a lot of people say like the American allegiances and the flag things are pretty like cultish. That's what I've heard. Like internet, like Europeans saying like, it's weird. Honestly, once you're in like high school, some people literally just don't do it. You know, cause last year, my no one really did it. They kind of just sat there. No one wanted to stand up. You were supposed to like, when you're in like elementary school, they do enforce it, but like once you're in like high school, they don't care at all. You're supposed to like just find a flag whenever the thing comes up and just stand there. But most of the time in high school, anyone would even the teachers, you just walk past, like don't even like pledge at all. It's like that dudes are quite frowned upon due to history here. Yeah, y'all have like a lot of history of like fascism. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, I feel like a little trauma, I guess. Little, oh, let's not do that again. Especially like the World War stuff. That's like a nice tree mountain. Let's see. Remember in elementary school, right? Oh, in elementary school, the Pledge of Allegiance, some usually they would send a student from a classroom to the announcement room, and the students would like be the announcer for the Pledge of Allegiance, and they would read off the paper for the Pledge of Allegiance. And one time I did it, and I usually read really fast in elementary school. So whenever I did it, they were saying I went too fast, and they were kind of like laughing about it. I really didn't know what the Pledge of Allegiance was. I kind of just like sit there. But also, Pledge of Allegiance is actually a pretty recent thing. I learned that in U.S. history. I think the Pledge of Allegiance, like, when did the Pledge of Allegiance start? I'm gonna look that up real quick. When did the Pledge of Allegiance start? The Pledge of Allegiance was written in 1892. It was actually not, it was actually really long ago, never mind. Oh, what I meant was start using God. So the Pledge of Allegiance actually edited in 1954 to add under God. Do you know the one of the amendments of the First Amendment actually is that the country is not allowed to sponsor a specific religion, and that is and one of my school specifically actually was sued because we had a morning prayer, which is a Christian Catholic thing, I guess, and it got sued because it's basically advertising Christianity to the student body, and it was unconstitutional. However, the school now the Pledge of Allegiance is government sponsored, is saying under God in the when the Pledge of Allegiance is Pledge allegiance. Let me try Pledge Allegiance. It's I pledge my allegiance to the United States of America. Actually, I can't remind. Let me try. Wait, let me think. Wait, no, I can't. I forgot it. uh, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, and with liberty and justice for all. And the under God part is actually added recently in the Cold War because the America wanted to differentiate themselves with communists because one of the communist ideologies was that uh, religion is unnecessary and that communism is a secular ideology, and the America wanted to differentiate themselves with them away from the secular communist. What's it called? State atheism. Yeah, the thing. Yeah. So technically, the Pledge of Allegiance is actually unconstitutional by the under the Constitution. The Pledge of Allegiance is unconstitutional, and they are not allowed to make you say it, which is also making you say it is actually also unconstitutional. But since they are only allowed to call it unconstitutional when someone complains about it, so because no one brought it to court, the Supreme Court did not make it unconstitutional yet. And yeah, so right now the Pledge of Allegiance is actually pretty unconstitutional, and a lot of stuff in Boy Scouts is actually also unconstitutional. I feel like some of it, yeah. The Pledge of Allegiance says saying under God is kind of is like one. Let me just point out the exact wording of the First Amendment. First Amendment. The First Amendment exact quote exact wording. The exact wording is Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the free right of the people peaceably assemble and petition the view of the government for redress of grievances. For the first stanza, Congress shall make no laws respecting the establishment of religion. That basically means that the Congress cannot cannot like specifically vouch for one specific religion. So like under so the wording of the Pledge of Allegiance saying under God, that is basically respecting that is respecting the establishment of religion. So therefore, them recognizing Christianity is unconstitutional. And if someone brought it to court, I would see it easily become unconstitutional if the Supreme Court does their job right. But yeah, but like right now, but yeah, because the wording of under God was added in 1953 to differentiate capitalist America with the secular communists that by like but it's basically demonizing them by saying they're like demonic the not the demonic atheists, then they are ungodly, and saying, "Oh, we follow the word of the God, and we're better than them, and therefore being unconstitutional." And that so this is what the lake kind of looks like. Not sure how to draw water. I'm gonna try my best to draw water. Actually, how to draw water? I'm gonna look it up. Water line art. Ah, none of this is helpful. I think this looks pretty good. Like that. Eh, I don't know. Water's always tough to line art. Anyways, when I got back, uh, I want to clarify something about the thumbnail, right? It says no shower and no poop. I actually did shower once, and I pooped twice. Just so you know, that was clickbait. Anyways, when I got back, I watched I made a post about it. Judagar. It's a new anime that came out. Actually, it's about a Muslim girl in medieval Iran, which is like I think it's the Persian Empire, and it's about the girl, a slave girl, trying to earn an education or something. It's actually super good. I think it's easily anime of the year so far. I don't think anything compete. Maybe like Steel Ball Run, but like I still feel like the artistic. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. It's called Judagar, a witch in Mongolia. So watching was actually the best part about Judagar is that it's super historically accurate. Like everything about it is almost entirely historically accurate. It's like 99% historically accurate. If you take out the part where like, we don't exactly know everything about mid the past, it is like almost 99% accurate to what we know and what human as a whole knows. And one of the cool parts about it is that there's a story. There's like a there is characters based off of real historical characters. So one of the characters is Yotoi or like Ogadai, which is the sons of Genghis Khan. And the cool thing about the characters in Judagar, the Witch in Mongolia, is that they actually use the lines are actually matches with what we historically the historical records of the relationships between the historical figures. Like for example, the third son and the second son of Genghis Khan. The second son, no, the third son is actually an alcoholic, and historically, the second son would put restraints on the second son's drinking. And in the show, we can see the character based off the character that is supposed to be the third son drinking, and the third son of the show their son would tell the second son to stop drinking. So even not just in culture, like the characters that were based on real people share the dynamic of what they had in real life, which is actually super cool. You could definitely check it out. Easily anime of the year, I say. Actually, I'm gonna pull it up on screen real quick. Judigar. It is a halal anime, not Saudagar. Judigar. Google Translate. Judigar. No, Judugar. Not Judigar. No, it's not. Okay, it's not Judigar. It's Jadugar. Save image as. Pull it up. Screen is super cool image. This is going to be my anime recommendation of the week. As it is definitely anime of the year already. Here it is. It's Jadugar, a witch in Mongolia. It is about like a Muslim slave girl and her village being annihilated and pillaged, ransacked by Mongolian conquerors, and uh and now she has to work for the Mongolians. And I'm not sure if it's like a revenge story. I feel like it's gonna go into like a revenge path, maybe. Not sure. We'll just wait and see. There's only 3 episodes out right now, and things are going tragic. Some of my things like this so far is on track to being labeled as a 10 out of 10 anime in my book. So far, the only 10 out of 10 show I will have labeled as 10 out of 10 is Orb, Attack on Titan, and Breaking Bad. Those are the only 10 out of 10 shows I recognize so far. And maybe Chainsaw Man too. Part 1, I mean. How's the water here? Actually, I'm gonna label the thing above me so people actually know what they're looking at. Let's see, text. Recommendation. Anime recommendation of the day. Oh, what's going on? Oh, what the hell? Oh, oops. I'm gonna edit it real quick. Here. I'm gonna make it black. Select color. I'm gonna make it black. Yeah? Or pink? Black. Okay. No, not black. Select color. Let's see. How about I can just move it actually. Should move it down here like that. I can just put it like right there. And recommendation of the day. Judigar amazing, like the art direction is amazing. It is by Science Saru. It is the same studio that animated Dandadan and Scott Pilgrim, versus the World. If you watch any of those, you know the art direction is amazing for both of those. I think Science Saru is definitely the animation for art direction, the studio for art direction, and I really can't compete with Science Saru. So you have two people fishing here. You have a dog. I think this is the thing. I drew the lake. I think I'm gonna draw a sun here. Like that. That's the sun. I like this drawing like this. Like that, and blue look kind of squiggling out. Kind of makes it look hotter and stuff. And draw sand like little pecks. Cause this is what the waterfront looked like. Like that. It's been a tough drawing like this. Good likes. Kind of random. It's kind of scattery. There's not really a rhythm, I think. I don't feel like a rhythm of the water. Until you practice drawing waters more. The sand is like pegs. Where it's darker, you just like put more pegs on it where it's darker. And you gradually like gradient your way towards it. Like that kind of grades towards the water. There is like grass around here. Tomorrow will be the Terraria stream. I come back to Terraria. I think I'm gonna do two more streams of Terraria. One more than I usually do for a game because it is a long game. I won't be able to finish Terraria in those three streams, but so I will come back. But I need to check out other games that I have bought. Terraria. My plan tomorrow for Terraria is to build a giant tower into the sky, right? Because I there should be stuff up there. I don't know really because so basically why I think so because in the map we press tab there's a map, right? And it shows it's black where in the places you haven't been, and there's a large black area above me in the map. And there's also a specific slime for each terrain, or like each biome. And I encountered a cloud slime, meaning there is a cloud biome in the sky, and it's pretty easy to build up. So I'm gonna check that out tomorrow on stream. And I've also 100 completed Papers, Please, and I just need to. There's a good reason to check that out. Wouldn't have thought of Splinter Sky based off that. Wouldn't have thought of Splinter Sky based off that. Yeah. I'm not sure how advanced Sky is because you mentioned there is a palace to the side of the world, by the edge of the world. I'm not sure if I should if the sky is supposed to be like you know how the Nether is like a place you should visit after you get proper like iron or diamond gear. I'm not sure how advanced the sky biome is, so I'm just hoping it's like not too hard and there's no bosses up there. I think I'm almost done with this one, and after that, I think I'm doing pretty good with this stream. I have a bit of clouds. Yeah. So I think the camp was pretty successful. I got all the merit badges I went for, except for citizenship and nation. You won't spoil too much, but you can remember that there is an item that makes it easier to explore a certain portion, but maybe it's good at telling you if an area is too advanced for you. Okay. Well, hope it doesn't tell me it's too advanced for me, so I can explore it. Anyways, so there's like a thing, a problem at summer camp is that there's a prereq. I wanted to take citizenship in the nation, and I prepared 2 months for me. Looking at the sky first before they pass is okay. Okay, it's good. So the thing about I wanted to take citizenship in the nation merit badge. However, that merit badge is only available for those in star rank or above, which is I almost have star rank, but I'm still first class. If I couldn't take the merit badge, I actually did all the prereqs for it. It took 2 months for me to complete the prereqs, partially because I was a bum. Realistically, it should only take like a week to finish it, but I took like 2 months. Another thing is I had to bring a physical copy of a handbook for the merit badge, and I forgot to buy it, so I had to go to the scout shop and purchase a handbook overnight delivery for $30. It's like a $6 book, and I had to buy it for $30 because of shipping. And then when I got there, I couldn't even take it because it's for star rank only. So I spent 2 months on prereqs and $30 for the book for basically nothing, and I just took wood carving instead. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but that was expensive. Yeah, it's expensive. But however, it is my dad's credit card, or the yeah, it's my dad's credit card. So it's my dad that paid, and not me. So so it's basically free if you think about it. Uh, yeah. So one of the requirements was to write an essay. Well, not really an essay, but you have to write a letter to your congressman. And I wrote it. It took like a couple months to write it because I was like really lazy about it. I was like writing one sentence per week. I was like hop on, okay, let's do this requirement, and I sat there for like an hour. I wrote one sentence, and I dipped, and then just like left it to the next week. So that's why the uh the the letter took like 2 months. One of the other requirements was to read the news for 5 days in a row, and I did that. Wonder what's up with the news now. I actually haven't been going. I haven't been checking up on the news at all because I couldn't use my phone at camp because of the Wi-Fi and stuff. You know what? No, let's go. The staff have Wi-Fi, and one of the staff actually offered that I should join the staff team for next week because they're like running low on kitchen staff, and I could join the kitchen staff as a job, which I won't do that because I don't want. But next year, since I can't attend summer camp next year, instead I could just work at the summer camp my trip goes to, and just be there and like mock them and partial all of the merit badges. When I say partial, if you don't know what partial is, so there's every merit badge has a specific amount of requirements, and partial means that you got some of the requirements but not all of them, so you can't get the badge. But however, you can take the you get all the requirements you did signed off, and you find a different counselor to finish the rest of them, like that. Looks good. And because of that, I couldn't check my AP score. I'm actually going to check the AP score like in a bit, in like a couple of minutes. After I finish this, I'm gonna check my AP score, and then I'm gonna go in with a bit more of a thicker mark, a thicker ink, a thicker pen. And then I'll end the stream there. I hate the dotting. I really can't see this. I'm gonna put this actually up here. Yeah, you can see the word better that way. I think I'm gonna have like a anime like like a media recommendation every stream. A different one maybe because I'm trying to watch more stuff, kind of because I want to like be more analytical and stuff. I think watching stuff is fun, kind of like a hobby if you think about it. Do you think okay? What's your guys' opinions on like binging shows as a hobby? My hobby is to watching shows. Do you think watching a show is a hobby? Because like it can be and it can also not be if you think about it. It's like saying your hobby is being alive. Not really, but some people say that watching shows earn hobbies. But B, I don't watch any shows really. I think watching shows definitely worth it. Maybe not for all. Most people might not want to watch shows, but I feel like sitting down and watching a good show is definitely a highlight of being alive. Especially something that's like shorter, like a season long or a couple seasons long. Some shows like longer shows like super long shows like Naruto and stuff might take a bit, and most people don't have time for that. But, like if a show's like one season or two, that's something you should definitely look into. That's my suggestion. So it's really like the one right here, Jadugar. It is only 3 episodes right now, and it should be around like 12 or 13 episodes when it fully comes out. And I think that's definitely a big show you definitely not want to not watch. I think that's good. I think that's good for the actually. Oh yeah, also mosquito bite. I was gonna show you guys this. Let's see. I have so many mosquito bites over the camp. On my hand, I have one right here. It's kind of healed over the last couple of days. I have one here, and another one here. It's mostly healed though. On my legs, I have three. I have six on my right leg, and another like two or three on my left leg. My body didn't have any mosquito bites because I have clothes on. Mosquitoes can't get in. But yeah, my there's a fire alarm going off right now. I'm gonna turn it off. Be right back. And then I'm gonna check my AP score with you guys. I'm back. Uh, anyways, all right. So I think I'm done with the O 05, the double O 05 pen for now. I'm gonna go back with it with a thicker pen, like the O 03. Like for example, like the water here is like kind of the same uh detail as the mountains. Therefore, by making more uh contrast in mountains, make it darker, it will extend out more and be more like have more form. Anyways, now I'm gonna check out my AP scores that I couldn't over the weekend. I'll tell you how it looks. Let's see. AP scores. Kind of nervous about this. I see my AP score. It's a big reveal here. I've been waiting the whole week just to see this. Yeah, I accept terms and conditions. Whatever. Let's see. My AP, rookie scores. C and Sanders scores, full AP scores. Let's see. Me, my SAT, my AP scores. See, is it out? AP scores. View my AP score. Let's see. Okay, AP English language, I got a 4. AP physics, I got a 5. AP psychology, I got a 4. Really? AP US history, I got 4. Hmm. Like a 1-5, which is AP physics. I could have swore AP psychology would be a 5. And human history, I got a 4 as well. It's alright. That's good. It's pretty average, I say. What about math? My math wasn't an AP. I had a pre-cal, which wasn't an AP. It's an honors class. I didn't take an AP pre-cal. There is AP pre-cal, but I didn't take the AP pre-cal. I don't know why. I guess I kind of fell off in math. Well, so technically physics is really math heavy. So technically, physics is math, and I got 5 in math. I think math being a 5 is the best one because one of my friends in the physics class, 4 is above average, yeah. But got like a 5 out of 5. 4, you should be able to get a proper college credit for most colleges using a 4. But I can't have that much bragging rights without a 5. I would have 5. I have only have 1 5. That's sad. But there is someone in my physics class that's always that compete. That's basically my rival. Kind of. I make fun of him and he makes fun of me. My grades. So that's why I wanted to make a 5 to make sure I can make fun of him. Let me actually text him right now. And, and I texted him because he got a five. It's like for AP Lang for physics is five. US history is four. US history I feel like AP physics is the first one I took. I feel like AP history I really like AP history, so I'm not sure that I got a I feel like I would have gotten I feel like I was gonna get a five for AP history, but I really like history is my favorite, so I'm like kind of sad I got a four on it. And I guess but it's okay. Four is good, but not. I'm gonna put my glove on. There's not much to. I think just this is the last step. Like that. That could just be the mountain. Make sure I add more contrast between the lake and the mountain here. You don't understand how people can't get good grades in pretty much all subjects. I was always best grade in math and good grades in math, average or below and everything else. Uh, I think there's people who have specialties and people who are just I don't know. That make this sound like all right. Say something about this without sounding like I'm bragging about it. Like, oh, some people are just more talented, you know. Uh, I mean, I was pretty. Yeah, I think most people are like good at one thing, but bad at some are good at other. It you're well experienced with the concept of talent negatively. That is, yeah. I mean, everyone has a talent. It's just at different things. You just gotta find it, I guess. Maybe. What am I doing? I think I'm making it worse. I feel like I'm not sure this like applies that much, but maybe like those who are good at specific subjects are like good at those subjects, and those who are like good at all the subjects are good at learning and being able to take in new information in general. Whereas people who are good at specific genres, good at specific subjects, are like pretty well versed and have interests, like have more affinity towards a specific type of thing. I'm not sure. I'm not like a psychologist when I think, even though I took AP Psych. Yeah, I think I kind of fucked this side. What is going on in this side? Trust the process, maybe. Hmm. I'm kind of messing with the thing right here. how good is it right now? How readable is it right now? It's about readability, you know. Art is good if it's readable. You're looking for it. That's a pretty very good. Thank you, thank you. Is there any place like not readable? It's like anything that's like over here that's like is any of the structures like melting into the background. We want to make sure none of the structures are melting into the background. Like that. Make sure it's like more contrast, make sure it stands out more and doesn't melt. That I think I can finish it anytime soon, not here. An extra here. That electro like little clouds and stuff. Like that I think that's pretty good enough. I think this plays the last part and think there we go. And then here's less readable too. I'm just gonna uh, like that. That's good. You can leave it up like that. Let me put it here. I think it's good. This is my extra thing here. It's all the previous drawings. These one I didn't render too much. I'm not gonna go back to it because it's nothing I do. But this page call back to the signature, and then now it's here. New one. I'm gonna fill more of the other pages as I go along my world, and then I'm gonna do like once I'm finished with it, I might do another sketchbook tour of this. But I think that's it for that's good for this stream. So thank you for watching. Check him out. It's good to be back. And then tomorrow we're back with Terraria, and then after Terraria we're gonna do another Terraria. But after another Terraria, I'm gonna go with something. There's a lot of things to pick from. We can talk about that in the next stream. But for now, thank you for watching. Do check out my where's it? Okay, anime recommendation of the day. Jadugar, Jadugar, definitely anime of the year right now for me. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of the day. I will see you next. See you guys tomorrow at Terraria where we climb the skies. We'll be interested to see what other games you can hop onto. I did check. I posted like a little screenshot of all the games I bought. I have 23 games in total. You can check that. That's basically all the selection of the games I'll be jumping into. Which ones comes next is we can discuss that. For now, just that's all the we're gonna play those games first before I buy new ones. But yeah, thank you for jumping in for this stream. Check. See you guys tomorrow at Terraria, and thank you guys for watching me. You can be more comfortable in the terrestrium. That's awesome. But it's always cool to try to experience something new with it'd be cool. I'm not all the games I bought are like pretty old games, so you will probably be familiar with most of them. But yeah, thanks for thanks for chilling with me. I'll see you guys tomorrow in Terraria. Have a good one. Bye, chat.